And welcome back. We are back here in the Undead Burg in Dark Souls. And we're going to go try to fight that boss again. But it should be a little bit better this time because I don't have to contend with that Black Knight that took away all of our healing items. We just got to get through all these guys again. But that's fine. That's part of Dark Souls. You mess up and you die, and everything comes back. So let's try to do this at least semi-intelligently. Got the parry. But yeah, this shouldn't be too bad. Just going to make a quick run back to where we were. As I say, we were going to try and draw those guys out one at a time, but still a little upset with myself that I let the Taurus Demon beat me, but that's fine. It happens. I'm playing I don't want to say a rushed build, but like I'm rushing through the early parts of the game anyway, so it's kind of what I get. No, not allowed to heal. Only I am allowed to heal. I gotta worry about this guy. Alright, cool. Oh, we got a humanity for that too. So, the little number up in the left-hand corner of the screen is how much humanity I have. Humanity can be used to turn me into a human. Like, it can restore my humanity. It can be used to give me lots of health if I use it as an item. Like, there's the little black sprite called humanity, and I can use that to get lots of health back. And it can also be used to reinforce my Estus flask so that I have more healing per recharge. Okay, so we're going to try this again. There we go. I was trying to press the button and down, and it's not how it works. So we're going to try our sword against this guy. I can't imagine that it would be much better, but the scythe wasn't as super awesome as I thought it would be. But like I said, that could be just because it was leveled poorly. Ooh, it looks like the magic damage does a lot of damage. So I got to get away from this guy. We're going to do that again. I'm going to come all the way back here. There we go. Woo! That was a little more hectic than I normally like to make it, believe me. Let's see. I don't remember exactly where the next bonfire is. Oh, wait. Yes, I do. But I don't know if I can get there. So we're gonna take some risks. We're gonna take some risks. So there's a shortcut to the bonfire. If we run about halfway across the bridge and to the right, there will be a staircase down. And underneath that staircase will be a ladder that we can kick down to the bonfire that we were just at. But first, we get to meet one of my favorite characters in this entire series. I love this guy. Oh, look, it's the sun. He is my favorite. So, Lair, how you been, buddy?
Ah, hello. You don't look hollow, far from it. I am Solaire of Astora, an adherent of the Lord of Sunlight. Now that I am undead, I have come to this great land, the birthplace of Lord Gwyn, to seek my very own son. You find that strange? Well, you should. No need to hide your reaction. I get that look all the time. Oh, aha. So I didn't scare you. I have a proposition. You have a moment.
Of course we have a moment, Solaire.
The way I see it, our fate appears to be intertwined. In a land brimming with horror, that will be near die. So what do you say? Why not help one another on this lonely journey?
Hell yeah. Some bros for life.
Well then, take this.
The White Sign Soapstone.
We are amidst strange beings in a strange land. The flow of time itself is convoluted, with heroes centuries old facing one another. The very fabric wavers, and relations shift and obscure. There's no telling how much longer your world and mine will remain in contact. But use this to summon one another as spirits, cross the gaps between the worlds, and engage in jolly cooperation. Of course, we are not the only ones engaged in this, but I am a warrior of the sun. Spot my summon signature easily by its brilliant aura. If you missed it, you must be blind.
Solaire is my favorite, man.
Oh, hello there. I will stay behind to gaze at the sun. The sun is a wondrous body, like a magnificent father. If only I could be so grossly incandescent.
It sure is. Seriously, I can't stress enough how fantastic I think Solaire is. There's just this bleak world, and you know that everything in it appears to be dying. Anything that doesn't immediately try to sell you something or take something from you is attempting to kill you. And here this guy is, just standing off by himself, gazing at the sun and the majesty of it all. And he offers you a hand in friendship and says, hey, let's be sun bros. And I don't know, there's some stuff that we'll find out about later pertaining to Lord Gwyn and his children. And it's pretty interesting how Solaire just kind of... He doesn't necessarily do anything overt that makes him fit any of the descriptions we'll hear later, but just who he is and what he represents is kind of neat to speculate about who he really is, because you never actually find out. But there's a lot of introspection that you can do. Just all kinds of fun stuff. And like I said, I don't know if I'm going to be able to make this or not. Okay, okay. So the key is to get across this bridge and to the right, and then go down the stairs. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that at all. Please let me get there. Please let me get there. Let me get there. All right, cool. Now we come down here. We can kick this on down. Slide down the way. And we got a shortcut to the bonfire. And now we can level up. Like I said, I'm going to try and stick to my endurance for right now, because the set of armor that we're going to find here in a little bit is going to be quite heavy. So we're going to need it. We're going to need the endurance. And then I'll focus on vitality and dexterity, among other things after that. So where is that ladder? Ladder is up here. And now that we've leveled up, we don't have to necessarily play it super safe. So we can do... Hi, cat. I know. Alright. So what we want to do here is we want to stand right here until the dragon jumps down. And then we can run behind the dragon and light the bonfire behind him that's right over there. Yes, cat, I'm talking into the microphone and not to you. And we got to look out for his fire breath, because he will blow fire breath into this area, which we do not want. No. And then let's light this bonfire so we don't lose it. And we'll rest here. And we'll try to venture out and pick up these items, because a couple of these items are pretty good, I think. Nah, we won't mess with that. Forget that. Oh. Oh, yeah. So, the statue's all broken, and oh, we can't interact with it yet. Okay. Praise the sun. Yeah, okay, so I can't interact with you to interact with the statue to show you this, but this is a statue to the warrior god of the sun. One of the children of Gwyn. He was a god of war and the first warrior of sunlight. And because of something he did that was considered very foolish, he was stricken from the record, and all traces of him were removed from everywhere that they might have existed. This is one of his altars, one of his shrines. And if your faith is high enough, or if you have the correct modifier, and the modifier is faith times number of times you've been summoned to help someone beat a boss or fight an enemy. If that modifier is high enough, you can pray to the statue and become a warrior of sunlight like Solaire. But we can't do that yet because my faith's not high enough. You have to have a minimum faith of 50, or your faith has to be... It has to equal 50 if your faith is number times number of times you've helped someone fight a boss. If that equals 50 or better, then you can become a sun warrior. But we're going to open this up. And we're going to journey up here. Now this ladder right here, if we hadn't been able to run past the dragon, we would have had to go underneath the bridge, and this ladder is what would have led us up to this. But because we were able to beat the dragon and open up that door, we now have a nifty shortcut. And up this spiral staircase is another one of those scary black knights, and I'm going to go try and fight him now. He's got a little bit more health than his buddy, so that's going to take like 5 backstabs. Oh wow, he actually knocked me out of stance. So essentially he could kill me with one hit. Like that. We're just going to have to try not to die. Oh, man. Oh, that was dumb. This armor just isn't good enough for anything, honestly. I really don't like the cleric's starting armor. You don't even have any head cover, so like that is causing me to take a lot of damage. But that's okay though, because I'm going to go ahead and start working towards getting some more armor. The armor set that we're actually going to use for the rest of the game. I could probably put on this hollow armor and it would be much better than what I'm wearing. This is a very tricky combat problem. But I need that armor. I was going to say, did he not close that gate? He should have. Alright. So that was an interesting combat problem. You had the two guys up here shooting arrows down at you, or across at you. You had the 3 spear guys and the 2 swordsman guys who came after me. And then you have this guy, the boar. But we just got an item that will help us clear out this boar. So let's take a look at what it is. The Alluring Skull. Let's take a look at its description so you don't think I'm talking crazy talk. A skull with meekly lingering souls. Throw to shatter and spread souls to attract certain types of enemies. Souls are a concentration of life, and the life star of hollows are lured by its power. Not effective for all enemies. So in this particular combat problem, what it wants me to do is to take those alluring skulls and toss them so that they go near the fire. And then the boar will get attracted to the souls and he'll be burninated by the fire. Another way you can solve this problem, if you can't, if you have bad aim like I do, or if you can't get the boar to go into the fire, is you can use it to lure the boar. Let's see, I have one left. So this is going to be kind of tricky. You can use it to lure the boar underneath you so that you can do this. And that was just a neat little trick that they threw in there to help you solve that combat problem. Let's see. I'm going to let this episode run a little long so that I can deal with the enemies that are in here. And then we'll call it a stopping point for this episode. Just a tightly confined space with lots of the standard enemies. We'll take a look at that item here in a minute. And then they add the quandary of tight space battle in a place where you wouldn't want to lose your footing. Just throwing all this nifty stuff together to give you, like, using the same character models they've been using the entire game, not throwing anything super new at you, just to create different combat problems. Guys at From Software are super smart about all this stuff. Alright, and this is where we'll call it. So I will see you guys next time. We'll figure out what that item is. We'll go up there through the fog door. We'll take a look at that key.